Now we have our main menu, we can go to theme and layouts where we can build our header and our footer. We'll start with the header first. So we can call it something simple like header, and that's all we need to do there. And on the next page you can choose if it's sticky, if it stays at the top when we scroll down, an overlay, whether it overlays the actual main site, and you also get an option to shrink the header when you do scroll, so it's a bit minimal. So we'll do that, and we can publish that now, and that's just basically save the header structure, and now we can launch the Crafty Builder. We start with a basic template which has just been added, which we can change. The first thing we do is find the colour that we need from the other site, and we go into the row edit, just click on the spanner, and here you look for the background colour, where you can just change that and add the colour there, and it'll change immediately. You can press plus and this will save it to your presets, so you'll never have to look for that colour again, it'll always be there. Now you can get rid of the Hello Treacle text and add your logo. Select photo, and we haven't got it in there but we can upload it easily. So we're going to file save there, which is the logo, and we can add it here, and you add it to your media library where WordPress stores all your images. And here we can change the alt text and title, caption and description, and this is really good for SEO, so it's worth doing. For now I'm just going to add the title Hello Treacle and save it. It's very big there, and there's ways you can change it. You can obviously shrink it in a graphics package. You can shrink it by choosing a smaller size here, because WordPress makes different sizes. But in this case, because we're going to have it responsive for mobile too, we're going to leave it in the largest size and just rely on the column width to shrink it. And that means on mobile it'll expand to fill the page, and obviously this is anyone's preference. I mean, there's lots of ways to do that. We're going to get rid of that top bar, we don't need that for now. And the next thing to do is to add our menu. We'll get rid of that other menu later. So there we go, we're adding our menu. Make it full width so the colour spans across the screen. You can also make the content full width if you want. We can keep it at a fixed size. Most sites do have a gutter. Some new sites don't, but I prefer a little bit of a gutter each side of the screen. Okay, so we're going to change the colour now. So again, we're going to scroll down, find the background colour. You can use photos, videos, anything like this, which we'll explore later. For now, we're going to make this colour, we're going to add it to the presets as the secondary colour for the site. And see that there. Now we've already prepared our menu, so we can just straight away go to modules, and we'll look for the menu. There we go, there's the menu. Now, you might have a few menus, so we'll choose our main menu, which has already been chosen for us. And the next thing, obviously, is to create a style to make sure that the menu looks as it should. So first, the font. I'm going to find what the font is. Okay, so we're going to go with Lato and use a ultra bold. Try and bold first. And then link colour for links and navigation. You can obviously change the hover colour too, which is something we can look at later on. But there we go, we've got our menu. The next thing would be to get rid of the padding on the top and the bottom, because it's a bit much. So we will save it, and first we'll get rid of padding on the row, because that's the most important one to get rid of. The menu padding is often a bit more crucial for responsive designs. So the first place to go is the row, and then after that, let's save that, we can then edit the padding a little bit in the actual menu. You don't want no padding here because it could lead to problems down the line on different layouts and displays. There we go, nice and easy. So now we're going to get rid of this old menu and we're going to change the column settings here. And on a large screen we're going to have this width at 20%, and there we go, logos at a size that it was on the original site. Now on the original site we have a search bar and a few little bits and pieces. We're going to check this responsive editing. That's in a tablet mode and that is in phone, and on the phone we don't want this column, so we're going to edit column, go to the column settings, and then on advanced we can actually just hide it completely. So we can say breakpoint and large and medium devices only, and this will mean that it won't show on the mobile. So you have a nice big header. Now this could all be subject to change by the time we finish the site, but for now we'll go with that. The next thing would be to get the search bar. Now this search form at the minute is just a standard WordPress search form. It's not great for searching WooCommerce products, so we might have to replace it when we actually get WooCommerce in here. Or there's different plugins available like Search WP or Relevant EC, which take over the WordPress search facility and make it much better. These are premium plugins and they at the moment will probably have to be bought separately, although we are looking to include one of these in the bundle later on. So now if we save that, we've got our placeholder text a bit darker so we can see it. And the next thing is the search bar is taking a lot of space, probably need that, so we'll add a column in the middle. It's moved out our logo again, so we're going to change that and make sure that stays back to where it was. And now we have some space to play with, and again we'll have to check all this on the mobile site. So here we're going to add the free shipping header, and on the original site it's over the search bar, and it's quite small, but we're going to make it nice and big, and we're going to probably be able to fit it nicely in the middle for now on the main site. On the desktop version, there we go, and we can control the size of the font here, and we'll move that to the middle now, and we'll align it right. Yeah, that looks much better. Now one thing we are missing is a shopping cart. Now there's different ways to do this, but there is an inbuilt feature, which is the mini cart. Add this mini cart to the place where the menu is. Obviously we could change that and have that somewhere else if we needed it. For now we'll leave it there, and it's made our menu a bit small, so the next thing we'll do is make sure that this is only going to take a small amount of space up, maybe 10-15%. Move that along so we can see this better. We go to the style, and I think the rounded corners, rounded bezels on the main cart aren't really going to work on our layout. Everything's a bit square.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is to go to the Customize facility. Now Customize is actually a built-in WordPress facility. It's been there for a while now, and from here we've got a lot of power to edit things, and you can actually create a header and footer from here as well, but they're a bit more simplified than the ones that we're doing. We've got a bit more flexible. Class is cart-counter, and if we go to CSS, additional CSS, we add cart counter here, and in here we can actually change the background colour. This is basic CSS stuff, and often we'll find the colour we need. There we go, and we add that. And now we shouldn't do this too much, but for this case, for now, we're going to add important, and this basically just overrides any other CSS. It's not advisable, but for the purposes of our demo right now, we'll do that. And later on, I will probably look into what's causing the cart not to change, and look into putting that somewhere a bit more sensible. But for now, that kind of does the job. Okay, so we've done our header. So now we can do the footer. Okay, so we go back to our dashboard, and we can go straight back to the builder, theme layouts, and then we need to add a new footer. So we do the same process, add new, I'm going to call it a footer. You might have several footers depending on the page. You might have two different headers on the site as well. So we'll use that one for now. And location, we're going to use this for the entire site for now. So publish. That's it saved, and now we can launch the builder. And we've got our default footer, which again is in a horrible purple. Some people are so that's the default footer we get, and we can just edit that maybe a bit quicker. And we're just again copying the Hello Chicken site nice and easily. And obviously, as along with the text, we need to change the fonts. Get rid of that background colour now, and again using our presets we'll quickly change it to what it should be. Just quickly add the headings on the bottom of the footer. We go back to change the font, and we've got Lato there, as recently used. We'll use that as a bold font, and it's a bit bigger than what was on the original site. I like big text, but we'll put it as it was originally for now. I think big text works on the desktop site, because you may as well have everything nice and easy to read. So here we are adding our menus. Again, we have the menu like we did the main menu. And our quick links. want it to be, get rid of the margins so it lines up properly. And the link padding, change the font back to Lato, we'll make this normal and we'll keep that at 16 I think. Change the link padding to have it a bit more like the original site. Within that we add a bit more padding at the side just to keep it in line with your top menu. As you can see, someone's just added links as a text editor, which you can do. If we copy that across there, we'll save us formatting everything again. We add some margins at the bottom. Now obviously we want to change that to our VIP menu, and it's in the same format as the quick links menu, but now it's the VIP menu. And the last thing to do would be the last menu, which is the other useful info. Text. So again we copy the menu across, saving us from formatting the menu again, and then all we have to do is add the margin again, and all we have to do is just change which menu we're using. We'll save that, and there's our basic footer. We can now maybe add here, powered by Crafty Commerce.
Amid smoking chimneys and cigarettes.
Now we're going to choose the other colour for the bottom. I believe the original site had everything in blue, so we may change that back, but for now we're going to keep it as a different colour, just to see what our client thinks. And the last thing is to add the social icons, and I have the links already in my clipboard from the initial site. Obviously everything is much faster when you have a site across to copy. When you're building a site from scratch, it will take a bit longer because you don't always have all of the links to hand, even all of the text to hand. And what I always say, great advice, is to just get a Word document and write down all your pages there, maybe collect a few images and then start your site, because that's a way to kind of build something quite quickly in the right order. But if you've got a bit more time and you're not really wanting to do anything too fast, the other alternative is to just build a home page, make sure it's got all the information on to start with, and then build your site out from there. There's no need to build everything in one day. You could always just build it over time. So I'm adding all the different Facebook and Instagram icons here, and I'm ensuring that they open a new window because you don't want people to leave your site that fast. And just styling them, I'm doing basic colour white. You can actually have hover colours and background colours and all sorts of different things, but we're just going to keep it nice and simple for now. And the last thing I want to do is just choose the alignment and set it in the middle as it was on the original site. Get rid of some of the margins and reduce the space. And that's it, we're done. This is obviously just a very basic build. You may want to revisit to make sure that everything works great on mobile. You may want to add features to make it even better on mobile. Sometimes you might have a phone number that only appears on the mobile site. You may have different layouts for the header depending on whether the customer is logged in. So there's lots of different reasons to have different headers. And there we go, we have the shrinking header, the main site, and we're ready to build the body now.